Alright guys, we are finally back in my shop here. It's been 2 weeks. I wasn't able to get out here last weekend. Had some projects that I had to wrap up at the house. I did splurge a little bit during Black Friday. And as you can see, we've got a new bash bar with a jack and point in the middle for the rear of the 350Z here. And we are still trying to wrap up the dual caliper setup from GK Tech. This side's pretty much buttoned up. I got the lines tied in and everything's torqued to spec there, as you can see. I had to take some measurements and order axle spacers. So other side, I think when I wrapped up last time I was here, I was kind of weary about this wheel bearing here. As you can see, it's got some slop in it. Rode to O'Reilly's to check out a new one. Of course, this piece and the actual bearing are separate, so I would have to press them apart, press a new one in. Really not an issue. I have a press here, but wheel bearing, it's like 70 bucks. I know it's not terrible, but I'm sitting here and I was playing with a new one in the store, and that actually had slop as well. It's like the inner race is like 2-piece, and it allows play back and forth. And if you kind of pull it outward, you can move the race itself. So I wasn't really concerned after playing with a new one. And this one seems fine, and I was thinking, it's kind of sitting here fiddling with it, and if the axle's in here, you have the axle nut on here, it's applying force inward to it. I mean, there's no vertical play, if I can get it to stop spinning. I mean, there's no vertical play in it. It sounds fine. You know, it's not causing chatter, it's not roaring, the bearing feels healthy, it doesn't feel gritty. So, I think I'm going to call it good. I'm just going to rock with this one. Previous owner, I think, gave this a little tap with a hammer here. Don't know what's up with that, so I might grind that down a little bit, have a true flat surface for the rotor to sit on here. So I think I'm just going to carry on, continue to button this thing up, and just, you know, keep this in the back of my head. If I start hearing anything weird back here, I know where to come looking. It's not that difficult to get back in here anyways. But good to know that O'Reilly's has a replacement part for that, so I don't need to order one. I mean, I guess I couldn't save some money, but I'm going to continue putting this thing together here. I think axle spacers, I think I left those in the truck, so I'll go grab those real quick. But I'm going to carry on with getting the calipers put on here, get the line tied in, button back up with the emergency brake pads down there. Really hate those are a pain to deal with, but yeah, let's get going. Caliper was fighting me quite a bit. I figured out that I had 2 outside pads on the driver's side, and I was trying to install 2 inside pads over here. There's like 2 little bumps on it that was preventing the caliper from actually aligning properly inside of the bracket, so that was a lot of headache, but got that sorted. Yeah, I'll be back. All right, we are back here at my shop. Sorry, I just blinded you. finally able to get back out here. I'm gonna try and chip away at this the best that I can today. I didn't have much time to mess with this thing yesterday. Had to go to a work shindig or whatever. But I've been sleeping on this whole wheel bearing thing. That's kind of been in the back of my head. Of course, we talked about this. Got a lot of slop in this thing. But this hub just presses into the bearing here, and it doesn't really have anything supporting it. And I did go buy the new one that I was talking about from O'Reilly's. If I can unbox this one-handed. This is true. Oh yeah, this is Joshua, everybody. Say hello, Joshua.
Hello, Joshua.
So, got the new wheel bearing here, and you can see it is two-piece. You can see the seam down in there, and you can pull this race up, and it's got a lot of movement in it. So that's why I was skeptical of actually replacing this or not. But I kind of talked myself into just going ahead and buying it in case I need it. If not, I'll just take it back, whatever. Josh came up with a good idea, because I mentioned that if the axle's in here, it has the nut that actually kind of sandwiches everything together and pinches the actual hub assembly to the knuckle, etc. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and install the new axle there with the axle spacer, this lovely axle spacer GK Tech supplies here, and we're going to bolt everything down and see if that improves the situation at all. And if it's still sloppy, I guess I'll just press the old bearing out and install the new one, and we'll go from there. Or we can do that. So yeah, we're gonna get started on that now. You wanna film?
Yeah, I'm filming. Oh, you're still recording. Hey. This feels so weird holding this compared to mine.
I know. I got a janky setup.
You might want to pause this music, by the way.
Huh?
Monetize.
I think I'm gonna reuse the stock nut. Holds better. There was a write-up in a form.
Is this the stock nut?
Yeah. So obviously it's shaped a little different. This is like a castle nut, but that has like a built-in washer to it.
Is there a hole to put a cotter pin through that?
No, but there is a way you can modify that nut. GK Tech explains that. You are filming like the palm of your hand right now.
Oops. I was looking.
So you can basically just create that as an axle nut. You just cut a groove in it and it'll hold a cotter pin. But there was a write-up in a forum saying that like this doesn't have as much contact surface on this one, so it's actually causing premature failure on the wheel bearings.
Oh, yeah, I'd say so.
There's not much of a difference there, but I don't know. I mean, I've got it. I might as well use it, so we'll hold on to that. Did I show you the carnage that burnout did? Look at these rotors.
Oh, no, they're mint, dog. I told you the pads melted to the rotor.
Yeah, like friction welded everything together. I mean, that's like chunks missing out of those pads. Terrible. I got like 2 events out of these pads. They were brand new pads, and then I roasted it. Ruined it. So then it's like it's wiping the pads as this chunk goes around and it's rough. So we're starting fresh.
Good.
Starting fresh.
Excellent.
Alright, I'm trying to weasel all this stuff back in here.
You gonna weasel it?
Yes, sir.
He's back up top.
I think it's fine, honestly. I'm so back and forth with it.
Just click a Ugga Dugga on it and see what it feels like.
I'll give it a couple. I mean, it feels good already.
You need a battery.
My big battery, I think, still on the charger.
Oh my god, ain't nothing wrong with that.
It's perfectly fine.
No wobbles.
Okay, so my hypothesis was correct then. We've got this nut on here, it's sandwiching everything together, and it's perfectly fine. As you can see, the axle's in, kinda, but snugged up, and gave this a couple bumps with the impact here. And I mean, there's no more slop pretty much whatsoever in there. I mean, I'm pulling on it pretty good. Nothing going on that's abnormal. And feels fine. Of course, we're turning the drive shaft and everything now, but all right, I'm gonna let that rock then. I guess I'll take that other one back to O'Reilly's.
I thought you did. No, you don't.
No, I don't.
It's done. Well, not done, but it's final.
Well, no, I do need to take it back out so I can torque the hub this quick. Torque the wheel bearing down.
You got impact.
I've got to snug up that bearing, hub assembly, and then I can put that back in permanently.
So, no, this is the car that Zach has actually worked on, and he still uses it. Like the Mustang, it's sat in here for 4 years.
Oh, they don't know about the Mustang yet. I haven't introduced them to that yet.
Well, come to my channel, you can see his Mustang at Doom Garage. There it is. Plug. But the Mustang sat in here for 4 years.
It didn't sit. It was under the knife for 4 years.
It sat in here for 4 years.
Oh, come on. Give me some credit.
Don't get me wrong, I love that car.
I mean, no bolt was left unturned.
That's probably the only Mustang I can say that I love, but just because I love Zach. But if it was any other guy's Mustang, I probably would hate it.
I think a lot of Mustang haters that know me enjoy that car.
Hey, he has coilovers in here. It smells like rubber in here. You should put that clip in here in this video.
Yeah, I will. It's on that. It's in the GoPro. No, it's not. It's
On
in
your
my
phone.
phone.
That's another reason why you need a freaking Mac product, because everything from your phone you can just airdrop to your computer.
Listen, I'm getting there, okay?
Sherry's got one, don't she?
What, a Mac?
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
Oh, she don't need it all the time.
My laptop's so old it freezes up when I try.
Yeah. That was my biggest complaint with everything we did back in the day.
You like can't recover it?
You can't recover it. It takes forever to process.
Ew.
You do one edit and you gotta sit there and let it load.
Ew. But yeah, she's gonna let me use one of her Macs to edit.
One of them.
Shout out to that sweet angel.
Me.
Oh God. I just about got bonked in the head.
Bonk. You got big on his head. Alright.
This is true. Bush on. Reminds me of those Doge memes where he's got the hammer. Have you seen those?
Mechanic. Stomps. Stomps. Hey, watch that e-brake cable.
I'm watching. Nice. Nice.
You're getting old.
I'm old.
You're getting old. This dude over here.
I got too much crap in one area.
You got plenty of room to move this car forward. You know that, right?
Well, it's a little late now. We're committed.
No, you're committed. I just got here. I'm that one friend that comes around every once in a while because I work so much, and like, we really don't get a whole lot done while I'm around, but we might get something done tonight.
You talked me into doing a massive burnout.
I did talk him into doing a massive burnout. If you don't do a skid, you're gonna do a skid. You ain't gonna do no. All right, let me do a little smoke starts. Let me stop it. No, you don't smoke them sons of guns. All right, you don't smoke them.
I ruined the brakes, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. The rest of it, you guys will see in a later video.
Totally worth it.
It's pretty rad.
Totally worth it.
It wasn't too much to replace the brake parts that I ruined.
And our friend Dave almost got his nuts chopped off by a jack handle.
This is true. I'll have to include that too.
Of course.
I can't remember the torque specs. I gotta dig in.
Ugga dugga twice.
Negative. This is a proper garage.
This is a storage unit. What do you mean it's a proper garage?
I look at this sick whip I saw downtown last night. I had to take a picture of.
Yo. Yes, sir. Ain't no kids in that thing. Just easily put it on. What's up?
Weird.
What?
Talking all weird to my small audience.
You're an audience.
I do.
You don't even channel at the moment. I mean, you do, but you abandoned us. I'm like a single mom having to fucking support everything on no baby daddy.
Abandoned you.
I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna try my best out here.
It's like when they become a pro athlete, they re-enter their life. Well, when you get a big following, I'll be like, alright, I'll come back to your channel.
Yeah, that was our show, remember?
Alright, so quick update on where we are here. I've got all of the emergency brake assembly put back together. We have the new axle installed with the axle spacer. All of the hardware has been torqued down and paint marked, so a nut and bolt check is really fast and simple. You can just do it visually, make sure nothing's coming loose. Very important, do not sleep on that. That almost cost me a car because I neglected a nut and bolt check. So right now, I've got the rotor back on here, and we're gonna pop our factory caliper up here back into place, bolt that back down, and then go ahead and start getting the secondary caliper put in place back on these tabs here, and get that buttoned up, hook up our line, and then finish plumbing the lines inside of the car and bleed this thing and possibly take it for a little rip. So we'll see how it goes, but stay tuned. So nice. Alright guys, we are back. We are underneath of the car. I just got finished buttoning up the brand new axles. As you can see here, everything's torqued, nice and paint matched. I got everything torqued down. You can see the new caliper up there with the braided stainless line that I've routed under or over top of the control arm up there, and then weaseled my way around the evap lines that you see up there, and I can't really get to it, but you can see the hole that I had to drill. There is a grommet I have up top that just popped out while I was messing with everything. Got the driver's side axle in place as well. Got that spacer up in there. Actually had to take that stainless line loose from the new caliper there because I'm a genius and forgot to put a crush washer there. So very important. Don't forget the crush washer. If you do forget it, it's probably gonna leak brake fluid everywhere, and that's not a good time for anybody. Alright, slap a paint mark on that bad boy. So Josh should be back shortly to help me bleed these brakes here. He went to grab a bite to eat. So what's left is we've got, that's the top side of that hole I was showing you guys where you see the grommet there. So I'm gonna pop that back in there. I was able to use a factory grommet on this side. I just poked a hole in it, slid my lines through. You can see the T-fitting there. So I'm gonna tie in our two hoses here, try and route them, make them look decent, I guess. finish routing this line. I was able to fish that through the body of the car. Got really lucky doing that. That's my buddy Dave's idea. We used a big thick gauge speaker wire to fish through there and then taped it to the end. Just because it was a little more malleable than the actual stainless braided line. But there's the line, comes up. Here's the bracket here, just bolts over the shifter bezel. And we've got our reservoir tucked back in there, hanging out, waiting to be played with. So I'm going to start tying these lines together here, and hopefully Josh will be back soon and we can get this thing bled and possibly take it for a rip. So let's get to it.
Put them in the back.
Oh, yeah.
I came back, everybody. I don't know if he told you I left or not. Oh, you watched me leave, that's right.
I said you were coming back.
Yeah. I wasn't planning on it. I was going to go home and just, chill, but...
That's kind of mean. I guess I need to loop them.
Make a bow.
Get the slack out.
Make a bow.
Loop-de-loop.
Loop-de-loop and pull. What's the rest of that song?
Now your shoes are looking cool.
Yeah, now your shoes are looking cool. We can tell we're old millennials. Millennial Falcons.
Stop talking.
Yeah, why you got a napkin in here?
Because I don't trust the plug.
There's nothing in it.
Yes, there is.
There's fluid in this thing?
Yeah, bench bled it.
Oh.
I don't think I'm going to cross them, though. It's got some
So you got two or just one line?
weird tension.
This is just one line comes here, right?
Yes.
No. Everyone comment on Zach's 6 shift knob.
Listen, that was in the car when I bought it.
No, it
Apparently
won't.
it's like $80.
No, it won't. He bought it himself.
Whatever.
He said it serves 2 purposes. I don't know what he means by that.
Hey, whoa, hey. Don't tell all my secrets. Oh my god.
Can I pull this?
No. Did you already? Stop being weird. You turn the camera on and you get weird. Stop.
I turn the camera on and I get weird.
Stop it.
Listen to what you just said.
Stop it.
I'm always weird.
Stop it. Get some help.
I have. It doesn't work. Therapy's a joke.
Does it work?
I can't remember what it is.
Not
I just know 1/2 inch and 13 work because I lose my 13mm socket more than I lose my 10mm sockets. Isn't that weird?
Sure.
15 is... I don't know. I wish that this is all you went metric, Just everything was metric size.
Yeah.
Because metric size is so much easier, and all my cars have always been metric.
Alright, can you give me a wrench?
Which one?
10 or 11.
Oh, I don't like getting out of this thing.
Well, don't get in it.
I had...
Not gonna fit. I thought I might get lucky.
Get pliers. Or adjustable. Or Allen keys.
Put an Allen in there. I just didn't want to get out of the car.
Lazy ass.
Alright. I swear I think I see the Allen every time I go in and out of the car. But it's something.
Did he get an Allen key?
No, I didn't.
No.
I'm trying to get it.
Did not.
It worked.
Can I show you what he's doing? No.
Not really. Because of this quality, I'm going to take snips and just go to town and never listen to music again.
Pull it now?
Yeah. Give it a hard yank. We'll take a bath. First off, get rid of this. This is driving me
You need
nuts.
that.
Yeah, because I don't know this is to the master.
Who's the master?
Whoever gets paid the most, I think.
Yeah. This is cool. Why is that funny?
It's the way you're talking. Ow. There's a lot of sharp objects in here. Alright, so I'm going to torque this down, and I might put the bolts in there before we start bleeding this thing. I might not, but we're about to go through the very terrible process of bleeding brakes. It's never fun.
I get to be the good part of this and just press the pedal.
It's a handle, it's not a pedal. But
You gotta bleed your rear brakes. Oh, that's right, you already did that.
yeah.
I thought I saw a line back there, not blood.
No, those are blood fine.
Oh.
Yeah. Alright, we'll be back. Alright guys, I am about, let's see, like 95% done with this project. Finally, we're nearing the end here. It's getting kind of late. It's like 8:30 on a Sunday, so I need to wrap this up and go ahead and get home. But this, I mean, you've already seen this. It looks the same as the last time you looked at it, but everything's buttoned up, functioning well. We got the lines ran and teed together there. Of course, I've still got to bolt down the T-block somewhere. I'll adjust that once I get the trim inside the front of the car here. We got the line routed coming out there. Follows the factory wire loom. Goes up and around, and then goes into the top of the hydro itself there. Thankfully, I did purchase the additional support bracket you see there. This piece is optional, and as soon as we started pulling on this thing to bleed it, I mean, there was a lot of flex in the plate. I mean, the best you can get with just this piece of material supporting this whole apparatus. But I'm super glad I bought that, and everything's working fantastic. I can't wait to actually get the trim in this thing, because the factory trim fits back right here, and you just cut a hole. That'll be interesting to try and get this to line up and look decent. But when it's done well, it's going to be super clean. Hopefully I can get my radio back in there and it doesn't hit the top of the actual little hydro lid down there. But like I said, about 95% done with this project. I really wanted to kind of take it for a rip, but I've just decided it's already too late. I still got to set the car down. I need to check the rear fitment, because the bracket actually did space the rear wheel outward just a hair, so I need to make sure it doesn't rub here. If so, I'm either going to raise the car or roll the fenders. Didn't really want to roll the fenders, but it might have to happen because I really don't want to raise the car. So we're going to call it quits for tonight, and we'll pick it back up probably next weekend or so. Maybe I'll get back out here during this week. I don't know. But stay tuned for that. We're going to finish that up. I do have some spark plugs. I want to put fresh spark plugs in this car. Haven't changed the spark plugs yet. And then, of course, we need to get some paint on this bash bar here. So, still need to decide what color. I don't know if I'm going to match the red I have on the front there, or if I'm going to change the color of both of them, or just do the rear a different color. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet. But I think that's it. Josh, you want to say anything?
No.
All right. Well. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace.